Here we go. Hey everyone, are you looking for a remote job or a hybrid job in 2025? Are you somebody that wants to be able to work from home? Well, I'm here to tell you that this is one of the most competitive job markets we've ever seen, and then there are a lot fewer of those jobs available. So today, I'm going to break down exactly what you need to know in order to land one of these highly coveted positions, okay? And it's all about being informed and understanding where to look and what to do. Now, before I begin, I just want to remind you all that this is my live podcast, Just Ask JT. I go live 3 times a week. If you enjoy these podcasts and you want to be able to get access to the recordings and reminders, I have put together a free resource center. No credit card required. All you do is set yourself up in my free resource centers, links down here, or maybe here, depending on where you're watching it, and you will get reminders of the show. You will get access to the recordings. And as a bonus, I've put $1,000 of my premium courses, my videos in there for you. Totally free, because I can't work with each and every one of you one-on-one, and I want to be able to give you the right information that you need. So again, if you love these lives and you want access to them, the free resource center is the way to do it, okay? All right, enough. Let's get started. So hybrid jobs, remote jobs, jobs that allow you to work from home part of the time or all of the time. They are super coveted because since the pandemic, everybody wants them. But unfortunately, if you just go look at the number of job postings for these types of jobs, month over month over month over the last year, they have gone down and down and down and down until they're next to impossible. You're seeing companies every day announce that they're making everybody come back into the office. And this is because companies aren't feeling like they're getting the return on the investment by allowing people to be remote. Now, you can defend it all you want. You can get as angry as you want about that. But at the end of the day, they're the customer. They pay you. It's not the other way around. You're not the customer, okay? They get to make the decisions on how they want to run their business. And if they want to pay for a service that they want in person, then that's what they get. And so, all these people out there that are just kind of sitting there and angry about it, get over it. The more time you sit here wallowing in it, the less time you're spending on actually finding one of the few jobs that are still available that you can work remote. So let's accept reality. We get these kinds of curveballs all the time, but let's move forward. Let's play smart here, okay? Because everyone else is going to sit around and wallow in it and not do anything about it. But I am going to teach you what to do, okay? Now, once you accept that it's a more strategic market, a more competitive market, that there's far fewer jobs and a lot more people, then you understand you've got to elevate your game. Think about any sport, okay? There's the fun league where everybody gets a sticker and a trophy and there's really no keeping score. That's not what's happening here. We are now in the major leagues. Only the best of the best get selected, and they have to fight every single day to keep their position. Think of any pro sport. They don't spend forever in it. If they do, it's because they've worked really hard to be top of the game. Okay. And this is what I need people to understand about remote positions. Now, why is it? Why is it so competitive? Because many companies who are keeping these positions have realized, well, if it can be done anywhere, right? If I'm allowing people to work remote, then I can hire people anywhere. And that means I can hire people in other countries for a third of the price what I pay someone here in the US. So another big thing that's happened is that these jobs are being outsourced to people who are willing to do them for a lower price. So if you are looking for a good paying remote or hybrid job, you are going to have to prove you are all of that and a bag of chips to boot, meaning you're going to have to provide a lot of value. Now, this is called ROI, which stands for return on investment. And so the first thing I need you to understand is you've got to inventory your strengths. We call it your UVA at my company, Work It Daily. We help people define their unique value add, their UVA. This is the benefit of hiring you. Why does that matter? Because they don't buy the features, they buy the benefits. When we buy anything as a customer, we're not buying the features, we're buying the benefit of what it will do for us, how it will make us feel. How it'll make us feel. It'll make us feel something better, easier, solve a problem, alleviate a pain, right? That's why we buy things. There's actually an emotional connection to it. Well, guess what? Employers are no different. So if you haven't inventoried and if you don't have a full and complete understanding of your UVA, your unique value add, you are already starting at a disadvantage when you look for these jobs, because you have to know your value proposition first so that you can then target and identify companies that would hire somebody with your value set and allow you to work remote. You have to think about all the ways you can show them that even though I'm working remote and I'm not physically in the office, you're getting a great return on the investment. That is how you get a remote job in 2025. And most people haven't bothered to do this and they don't understand. Okay. Now, when you understand your value, you can then be very strategic and think about who you'd want to work for. So, who would hire these skill sets? Who needs the benefits that you provide? Who can you solve problems for? Who can you alleviate pain for? You, my friend, have to build what's called the bucket list. The bucket list of employers that you would like to work remotely for, because you know they hire for this skill set. They need someone to solve these problems and alleviate their pain. And you know that you could present it to them in a way that it would make it worthwhile for you to be able to work hybrid or remote, right? You've got the skills and abilities to wow them. See, this falls on you to match it. And this is where I'm going to lose a lot of you. I'm going to be honest. This is where most people are rolling their eyes and going, oh, this is too much work, JT. Well, then you know what? You don't really want a remote job. I'm going to hit you between the eyeballs with that one. You want something so coveted. This is why a lot of people don't make it to the major leagues. They don't want to put in the time and the energy. It's not that you don't have the talent, but you don't want to put in what's required to get it. And I understand, like, the pandemic made it easy to get a remote job. Everybody just went remote. And then a lot of companies said, sure, we'll stay remote. But that day is gone. It is over, folks. It is gone. And so you have to deal with a new reality. Things are always changing. If you want a remote job, you're going to have to put in more effort. That's the truth. So if you've made it this far and you're not already angry at me that I'm giving you these hard truths, let's keep going, because right now you've got your unique value add. You know how you provide value, and you're putting together a list of companies that would really appreciate that value, would appreciate you solving their problems, alleviating their pains. Okay. Now, once you have that, you're ready to start back channeling. Notice I didn't say networking, right? Networking is this long-term process of making friends and having conversation and getting to a level where, we're like not besties, but certainly have this level of trust and rapport with one another. And then we want to help each other. Okay. We don't have time for that. Networking is important. Networking helps you down the line open up opportunities. So I'm not saying don't network. Okay. But if you're looking for a remote job right now, networking takes months to develop and work. We want to get results now, so we're going to back channel. Back channeling, we are just trying to find the right person to let them know we exist. Let me say that again. Back channeling is about getting in front of somebody and letting them know we exist. It is not about us making best friend long-term relationship. Can we see the difference? So we don't get all offended or upset if we're back channeling and somebody doesn't respond, because our only goal was to be like, hey, I exist, and if you need my skill set, let me know. All right. Now, once you're ready to back channel, you are going to build one more tool. And this is a proprietary tool that we work with over at Work It Daily. And it's called a job matching matrix. And so what it does is it takes the type of job you want to do. So you should know, again, problem you solve for. And you take that job description and you list out everything they're asking for in that job description, every single requirement. All right. And then you're matching yourself to it by saying, here's the summary of my experience that proves I meet and exceed everything you're looking for. Okay. This is very different than a resume. My problem with resumes, and a problem for a lot of people, is no two resumes look the same, and we're trying to compare you to somebody else. In this case, we're going to take the guesswork out. You're going to say, here's the job description, each thing you asked for, here's how I match to it. Okay. And what we're going to do is have this beautiful document, this PDF, that we can use to back channel through LinkedIn. Now, the beautiful part about using a tool like LinkedIn is that we don't need to send a resume. Our LinkedIn profile is the resume. So all we're sending them is the job matching matrix. And we're messaging them and saying, hey, I see you're in the department, maybe you're looking for an operations job. I see you work in the operations department. I'm a huge fan of the company. Here's why. I was curious if you're hiring for any remote or hybrid roles. I've attached a job matching matrix that shows how I match up for your requirements for this type of work. Would love to know who I could speak with about getting on your radar screen for these opportunities. All right. So you're just being honest. Like, I match. Here's why I'm a fan of the company. Here's how I match. I'm trying to understand if you hire hybrid or remote, and if so, how I can get on your radar screen for them. And you're talking to as many people as you can within that department because, again, the odds are not all of them are going to respond to you, but all it takes is one responding to you and telling you what to do. This is how it works. And I'll tell you something, the majority of good remote jobs are hidden right now because companies cannot handle the volume of applicants they're getting. A study just came out, I want to just give you an idea, by LinkedIn that says there are 9,000 applications per minute on their platform. 9,000 applications per minute on their platform. So many people are applying for jobs that companies aren't even posting anymore because they can't handle that many applications. And for a remote job, right? So you want to back channel your way in order to get visible. Now I'm going to give you a story to prove my point. I was talking to the head of customer success at a very well-known company. Okay, they're a vendor partner of ours. And he was telling me that they had a $100,000 a year, fully remote customer success position available, right? Not even a high level, just a customer success. You were given a set of accounts and your job was to make sure the customer was happy. They posted it, and in 24 hours, they had to take it down because they got 3,000 applicants. When they looked at the applicants, they go through an AI tool that does knockouts, meaning they're looking for anything where you don't match. And even then, they had 300 applicants plus that were a perfect 100% match for the job. That never happens, folks. That historically never happens in 24 hours. Okay. So when his recruiting team started to reach out to all these applicants that were a 100% perfect match, what they found out is they were all AI generated. People were using resume design, AI resume designs and AI tools now that apply. It was all fake. And when they talked to these people didn't even know their own resumes. And so they knew they were fake. And so you know what they did? They threw out all 3,000 applicants. Anyone that applied to that job, it was tossed because they didn't have time to go through all of them to see what was real, what wasn't. And he went to his customer success team, his existing team, and he said, okay, we've got one position open. Clearly, a lot of people want it. If somebody messages you and they look like they'd be a good fit for this job, you know what we're looking for? Forward them to me. And that's how he hired for the position. This is happening every single day. So remote hybrid jobs, let's recap, are super coveted, super hot. There's a lot fewer of them. Many of them are going overseas, but the ones that are still really good, for the most part, are hidden, meaning companies are not posting them, which means you, my friend, have to get really clear in your value, have a solid bucket list of companies you want to reach out to, back channel, and have a job matching matrix ready to validate that value, to provide the evidence in order to be considered. Is it a bit of work? Sure. But so is playing in any major league. So is getting the coveted 6-figure a year, working from home, or only having to go into the office 2 days a week. If you want the job, you're going to have to put in the effort. And for a lot of you, just listening to this today might be the decision, okay, JT, I give up. I'm going to go back into the office. And that's okay, because you need to understand this reality. What I hope I am conveying to all of you is there are some people out there right now that got laid off or even quit jobs and are saying things like, I'm holding out till I get my remote job, 6-figure job. And you can say that all you want. But as somebody who's been through several recessions as a career coach, including the dot-com bust, I watched a lot of people with that attitude drain their savings and still end up with lower level jobs. Let me give you another example. A study just came out that said Harvard MBA graduates, right? It is the hardest MBA program in the country. It's ranked #1, hardest one. 23% of them don't have jobs, can't find a job. 1 in 4 aren't getting a job. And the result is they're taking lower level non-MBA required jobs to get in hired. It is the highest it's been in 10 years. In 2022, only 10% of Harvard MBA grads didn't have work. Now it's up to 23%. This is one of the hardest job markets we've ever seen. The competition is tough. If you want something, you can get it. I am not saying you can't. You can. I watch people get remote jobs every day inside Work It Daily, but it is because they are working it daily. They are putting skin in the game. They are learning what I'm teaching them. They are back channeling their way there. They are doing the steps to stand out. If you want it, go for it. Absolutely go for it. But understand that if you're not willing to go all in, you're not going to see the results you want in this job market. Will the market change? It will. Will it change this month? No. Will it change in the next 6 months? Probably not. I mean, let's be clear, depending on which futurist you talk to, they're saying AI will eliminate 70 million to 84 million jobs in the next 5 years. They will eventually be replaced from anywhere from 90 to 140 million jobs, depending on who you talk to. But those are new jobs that require different skill sets. We are in a crunch. There's a reason they're calling it a white collar job recession right now. We are in this short but painful time where companies are shedding jobs until they decide what they want to hire for. And then when they hire, they're going to want new skill sets. Now, some they'll train, some they won't. You need to be aware of this. Sticking your head in the sand and ignoring this is not going to help you, right? Or saying, I give up, I can't do anything in this market, isn't going to do anything for you. Understand your reality and then let's work with it. The people that realize if I just work it daily, if I keep at it, I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to beat out all the other people that don't want to do it. And let me just say one more thing. If you're still here after all the honesty I just gave you, you're already a cut above. You should pat yourself on the back right now because you were willing to listen to the hard truth about what it's going to take to make this happen. Do you know how many people probably bounced off? A lot. They don't want to hear it, okay? Or they're going to ignore it. Or they're going to say I'm wrong and then deny it. Or I'm going to wait. It doesn't matter. Great. They can do that. But you, my friend, you're still here. What does that say about you? It means you can do this. Yes? We want it. We can do it. And how sweet will the victory be when you do? Because you will. And then you'll be like, I beat out everyone. I did the hard thing. I'm playing in the majors. And then you're going to come tell me about it. Yeah? Awesome. Okay. I hope this helped. Really just, I'm here to tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. I'm here to give you the reality, but also the solution. And as someone who's done this for 20 years, who has been helping people, especially this past year, find the remote positions, they will validate for you. My members, my clients will tell you this is what we're doing. All right. And I just gave you the blueprint for you to do it yourself. Okay. Now, a couple of things. I can't work with everybody one-on-one. I really wish I could, but I can't. And so please remember, I put together a free resource center, no credit card required, nothing, free resource center. You're going to find it linked down here if you're watching on YouTube or on LinkedIn. You're going to find it linked over here if you're watching on TikTok in the bio. Please sign up for the free resource center. You'll get notifications about these events. You can watch the past events, but more importantly, I put my job search bootcamp in there. I put my professional strengths assessment so you can figure out your UVA in there. I put my breakthrough your career burnout if you're having any kind of career anxiety, depression in there, right? And I put how to choose a career path in there. I put 4 programs in there that are, you'd go anyplace else, they'd charge you over $1,000 for it. I'm not charging anything because I know you need this advice. Okay, so please, if you found this helpful, let me keep helping you inside a free resource center, right? I would love to do that. Awesome. Okay. I don't think, if you have a question related to this topic, let me know. I think that I covered the realities. I've covered what to do. There's not a lot of wiggle room here. If you want it, it's a brass ring, baby. Go for it. Go for the remote. Make it happen. But you absolutely positively are going to have to do the steps that I talked about to make it happen, because applying online is not going to work for you. Just to give you an idea, Pathrise came out with a study that said it takes 294 applications to get a job on average. On average, that's average. So think about how many more people did double, triple that to get the average. And that the acceptance rate, meaning you got a phone call, is 0.3%. So applying online right now has a 99.7 failure rate. Name one other thing you do in your life right now with a 99.7% failure rate that you keep doing over and over again. That is the definition of insanity. So learning to job search correctly in this market is half the battle, especially if you want a remote job like I talked about, okay? There is a different way you need to job search. My boot camp covers all that in the free resource center. But please just understand, if you're applying and you're like, I don't know what's wrong, it must be my resume, it must be this, it's not. It is that system. It is broken, 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 broken. You have to look for work a different way. You have to learn the new rules. Okay? Awesome. I love you all. Thank you for coming to the podcast today. I hope I see you next week for my lives. If you want to know what I'm going to be talking about, it's all inside the free resource center, right? You can see the upcoming ones. We'll send you reminders that I'm going live so that we can get you the answers that you need, okay? And if you want more help, you know what to do. You can come on over to us at Work It Daily. Again, I wish I could work with all of you. I can't. But if you're ready to work with coaches and myself, we'd love to have you there as well, okay? But first stop's the free resource center. Let's get you working there first. I think you can solve a lot of your problems right inside there together. Awesome. All right. I love you all. I'll see you later, my friends. Take care. Have a good one. For my TikTokers, one more reminder.